Hi, my name's Tony Hegeman,
And I'm Cam Malpas.
and we are both mission directors for the North Carolina cohort, cohort number 6. And what that means is Cam and I have the privilege to work directly with your team leaders. And we are in sunny San Diego this week, meeting with other mission directors from around the country. It is sunny here, but I think it's actually warmer in Raleigh today than it is here in San Diego.
And Tony and I are excited to share with you guys about something that we are hoping to do as a cohort together beginning next fall. So you may have heard some of your team leaders talk about how as a cohort we want to get to more geographic scope. We have a desire that every student in North Carolina would have an opportunity to respond to the gospel while they're in college. And so there are 132 college campuses in North Carolina. Right now, the 9 teams that we cover are on about 42 of those college campuses. So we still have a ways to go in order to reach every student in North Carolina. And as we think about that, we realize that we are not going to be able to reach every student in North Carolina using the same strategies that we have used so far to get to the campuses that we are currently on. We realize we're going to have to do things a little bit different as we think about some of these smaller campuses around the state. And so our desire is that we would raise up key volunteers on these campuses who we could coach to really lead movements of their peers themselves, that there wouldn't be staff necessarily on that campus, but as staff we would just coach them. And so something that we would love to do as a cohort next fall is have an exploration team of staff, maybe 5 to 10 of you, who would join with Tony and I, and 2 times a month we would go to some of these smaller campuses and just see if God might be working there. See if God might raise up some key volunteers, some students there who already have a vision to reach their campus and just need help doing it. And so we want to trust the Lord together as a cohort to go after maybe 10, 12, 15 more campuses in this next year. And so as we think about this exploration team, we are hoping that this would be a team of people who would come together, that we would trust the Lord for something huge together, that we would be a learning community as we figure out what this looks like together, that we would have a lot of fun doing it as well. And so we would love for some of you from your different campuses to consider doing this. You would still be part of your normal campus team. You would just take 2 days a month to come and do this with this kind of secondary team.
Yeah, and we're extending this invitation to every staff member in our cohort, so your team leaders know that this invitation is being extended to you. And there's really 3 ways that you can get involved. And so there's a link to a Google form. We would love you to pray and just respond, and if you have any interest in these 3 areas. And so the one would be a prayer team. And so on days when we go out, those 1 or 2 days of exploration, like, we will let you know what campus we're going to, where we're going to be, and we want to invite you to pray. The second would be being a part of the exploration team, that you would take 2 days a month to join this team on different campuses at our cohort. And the third way would be coach. So as we find and identify key volunteers, you might be willing, yes, I could coach that person from a distance each week. I'd be willing to give 30 to 60 minutes of my time to distance coach to resource that person. And so if you're interested in any 3 of those, we just invite you to fill out the Google form and let us know that. We're also making fund requests to cover the expenses for this team, so not to make an extra burden on your personal staff account. So our hope is that all the expenses will be covered for this as well.
So yeah, we would love for you guys to consider this and to be praying with us as we step out in faith to see how God might use this to draw more students to Himself.